Let's talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. Probably don't need to say this, but spoilers ahead, so click that like button and come back later. So like mentioned in my Captain America Civil War review, I was a big fan of Spider-Man in his debut into the MCU. So you could probably imagine how excited I was when I heard that he was getting his own trilogy within the MCU, and they started that trilogy off with Homecoming. Homecoming is like one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. It's what I've always wanted to see in a Spider-Man film. I've always wanted a Spider-Man movie where it had to blend his high school life with his hero life. My favorite character of the film has to be Ned. I just love how realistic of a friend he can be towards Peter. I'm pretty sure if I found out one of my best friends was a superhero, I would drop a 4,000 piece Lego set too. One thing I really liked about this movie is how it introduced so many villains, but it didn't get sidetracked with itself like Spider-Man 3 or The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They were all given enough time to be fleshed out, and I like that. I'm also hoping we can see more of the characters from this film again in the future, like the Tinkerer. Also love how this movie basically confirms that Miles Morales exists in the MCU. Miles is like one of my favorite Spider-Men, and I am so hyped to see him in the MCU in the future. Also, fun fact, apparently the guy who told Peter to do a flip in Homecoming is the same guy from the bus scene in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is also personally one of my favorite live-action Spider-Man costumes. I love the web shooters on his wrists, remind me just like the web shooters from the original comics. But there were things that I wasn't really the biggest fan of in this film, like how Tony was barely in the film at all, even though all the trailers built him up to be in the film and have a bigger role. Like seriously, why build this scene up so much in the trailers and not even use it? It just really makes me mad how we never even saw this in the movie. My favorite part of the movie has to be when Peter is lifting the rubble from that warehouse. It was just a really great adaptation of one of my favorite comic book panels and one of my favorite episodes of Spectacular Spider-Man. I give this movie an 8.4 out of 10, giving it a B. Anyway, that's my review. Go down to those comments and tell me what you thought. And click that like and subscribe button to keep up to date with all my latest content. See ya!